How's it going, guys? Dustin at Daily Grind Fantasy, and in today's video, we're going to give out 2 correlated NFL slips from the Daily Grind Fantasy Correlation Tool for this Sunday, Week 14 in the NFL. Before we get into the video, though, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel already, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button while you're at it, because it really does help us out. We would appreciate it. And now, let's go ahead, hop over to the Daily Grind Fantasy Correlation Tool. That is up 576.5 units over the last almost 4 months now, creeping up since 8/18. If you guys don't know about the correlation tool here at Daily Grind Fantasy, or you guys have just came over from the last couple of videos where we've been using our optimizer, I will let you know how it works. And also, go ahead and break down why playing correlated slips on apps like PrizePicks, Underdog, these set payout platforms is such a huge edge in comparison to playing them in a same game parlay on, let's say, FanDuel, right? If you guys don't know about the optimizer, you guys didn't see the last few videos here on this channel that I was using the optimizer for. What we do here is we compare sportsbooks lines directly back to PrizePicks, and we can find the most sharp plays by comparing them, right? Nothing really on the board at the moment that is a very, very good play. But let's just say, for example, Jalen Hurts under 1.5 passing touchdowns, 54.18% odds to hit. It's not a plus EV play, so it's not something that we'll be playing at the moment, at least, unless we see some changes in the odds in the sports books, right? But as you guys can see here, he's heavily juiced, minus 140 on the under of 1.5 passing touchdowns across multiple sports books. So what we do here is we find these plays that are heavily juiced on the sports books, and this one isn't as good as plays that we've seen or played because we need above that 54.34% in order for it to be a plus EV play here in a 5 or 6 man flex. So this isn't, but we look for those heavy juiced plays that are a high percent odds to hit, and we play them in those 5 and 6 man flexes. But yeah, it brings all the sportsbooks odds into one place for you to be able to quickly and efficiently scan the sportsbook market in order to find these plays. And as you refresh, more props as they're getting dropped on PrizePicks or as sportsbooks come out with odds do pop up. And then if it's a really good play, it pops up on the optimizer in one refresh, or you get a notification to your email you can set up, and you can literally get it in before the bump. I'm telling you, it's absolutely insane. And the key is to be quick and efficient, and that's what this tool helps out with. So yeah, it gives you all the best value across all those DFS apps. But now we are going to be using the correlation tool here to build out 2 NFL slips. We're going to give out one on Underdog and one on PrizePicks. I'm going to go ahead and start with the PrizePicks one, and then we'll go to the Underdog one. I'm going to give out this Colts Bengals PrizePicks slip, and then we'll give out the Vikings Raiders Underdog slip. Positive correlation, right? What positive correlation is if X happens, Y and Z are also likely to happen. Very, very bottom level correlation would be like, not bottom level, but basis of how to explain it would be like a quarterback's passing yards over with wide receivers, his top 2 wide receivers over at pass yards, right? Very basic. There's many different ways to correlate, and what our tool does is it pulls the most correlated plays that are available on these apps and put them into slips for you to tail, right? Full slips. And what it does is it scans the sportsbook market, sees what those percent odds to hit are, and what plays are very, very profitable when played together, or are very correlated when played together. That's what it does. Let's go ahead and talk about this PrizePicks one first, and then we'll give out the Underdog one. If you don't have any of these DFS apps, use code DGF. You'll get 100% positive match up to $100. We're going to reveal the PrizePicks slip now. Colts, Bengals, here it is. So let's start off on the Colts side of things. We have Gardner Minshew over 229.5 pass yards. Let's go ahead and get him locked in. Gardner Minshew over 229.5 pass yards. So if X happens, Y and Z are also likely to happen. Y and Z in this scenario are going to be Alec Pierce over receiving yards and Michael Pittman over receiving yards. So if Gardner Minshew is going over his 229.5 pass yards, these guys are likely to go over their receiving totals. So obviously you're rooting on a little bit of a game script for them to be passing the ball a lot, or get up big on Cincinnati, or even if they go down, they can get up big by passing, something like that. But if they get down to Cincinnati, they can go ahead and they'll have to throw the ball to get back into it, right? Something like that In general, though, we're rooting on a bunch of passing. And on the flip side, in the same game, we're going to be taking Jake Browning over pass yards. So offense on both sides of things here. So this slip does seem to be one of the more cookie cutter slips, but I think in the next slip you'll see we get a little bit different. There's positive correlation in multiple ways. We've seen slips with interceptions for quarterbacks. We've seen interceptions with anytime touchdowns. We've seen We've seen slips with tackles plus assists, field goals, many different ways to correlate. We have it all in the back end that's going to positively correlate the most positively correlated props together, right? So this is just what it is for this game at the moment. So if Browning's going over pass yards, it's likely that two of his top targets, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, going over their receiving totals. So let's go ahead and add them in. And then we're going to talk about why this is an insane edge, getting to play this positive correlation on an app like PrizePicks or Underdog. So as you guys can see here, let's just, for the sake of making it easy, $100 bet on this positively correlated slip here on PrizePicks is going to win you $2,500. You can play these all together on PrizePicks, which is, first off, insane that they let you do. Thank you for letting us do it, because it's awesome and it's a very profitable strategy, right? So playing these together is part one. Part two is this $2,500 you get for a $100 entry, right? So you're winning 25 extra money for going 6 of 6. And let's not forget, we have insurance on this slip on PrizePicks. 5 of 6, you win 2 extra money. You'd win $200, right? You get some money, even if you miss one. You're profitable. If you lose, or if you go 4 of 6, you get 0.4 your money back. So nice to have, right? You get a little bit back even if you go 4 of 6. Let's look at FanDuel. This same exact slip on FanDuel, $100 wager, would win you only $1,876. So let's just say $1,900, right? For going 6 of 6 on PrizePicks, $2,500. 6 of 6 on FanDuel, playing this exact same slip that is positively correlated, is only going to win you $1,900. A $600 difference. And that's not even including talking about the insurance we just mentioned, where if you go 5 of 6, you can still win 2x. Absolutely insane. But FanDuel, they do this on purpose. They dock your payout on purpose because they know these plays are positively correlated. They know that when these plays are played together, they are more likely to hit when played together. So they dock your payouts. PrizePicks isn't doing that, right? Underdog's not doing that for us. So let's take advantage of it. That's the edge there, guys. Take advantage of this edge and play these positively correlated slips on these apps. Vikings, Raiders, correlated slip for the 4 o'clock games on Sunday. Aiden O'Connell over 221.5 pass yards. Aiden O'Connell over 221.5 pass yards. Bada bing, bada boom. And if Aiden O'Connell is going over pass yards, actually, I'm looking at the slip. We don't even have any pass catchers. So it's possible he could go over pass yards. We don't have to designate who's going to be getting these catches or receiving yards. But if Josh Dobbs and Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson are going over their totals that are here, it's probably likely the Vikings are going to be up. It looks like in order for the Raiders to go ahead and come back and get into the game, Aiden O'Connell's going to have to pass the ball a lot to go over his passing yards. But let's go ahead and talk about the Minnesota Vikings side of things. So let's go ahead and add Dobbs. Boom. And then we have Addison over receiving yards, and Jefferson is actually going to be over 5.5 receptions. So obviously what we're looking at is if Josh Dobbs is going over 231.5 pass yards, it's likely Addison's going over receiving yards. He's throwing the ball a lot to Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson's not only going over catches, he could be getting a lot of yards via those catches, thus helping Josh Dobbs go over passing yards. And then on the flip side, Nate Hobbs, cornerback for the Raiders, to go over 6.5 tackles plus assists. If these guys are getting a lot of catches to be able to help go over these yards, these cornerbacks are going to have opportunities at tackles, right? Tackles plus assists, let alone could they get tackles on the ground game? Sure, when they do run the ball. But that is what we are going to be hoping on. Catches, thus cornerbacks making tackles. A lot of passing in this game as well as what we're rooting on. So 2 correlated slips, one on PrizePicks, one on Underdog. But that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully you are tailing for this Sunday. If you guys want access to the correlation tool, linked in the description of this video, you guys can get access to that or the fantasy bundle with the optimizer, also linked in the description. That's going to be it. Best of luck if tailing. Let's cash.